Well, it happens to everyone. You lock eyes with a familiar face, your heart drops, and their name is completely gone. It's that awkward moment of social panic that nobody wants to experience, but we all probably do and have. So what do you do next is the big question. Best-selling author Dr. Ivan Misner is joining us now with what to do if you are always forgetting names. And Dr. Misner, it's good to have you on with us. Good morning.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. And please call me Ivan.
Ivan. Okay, I can do that. You know, I can also call you the father of modern networking because that's what Forbes called you. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm the founder of an organization called BNI, which has 11,000 groups worldwide. So I'm just glad they're not calling me the grandfather of modern networking. So
that's true.
It's all good.
That's a win.
So at least, let me ask you a question. Well, first of all, you said you get embarrassed when you don't meet people. And it's one of the reasons why, and this is a great technique to use. I rarely say nice to meet you because I meet so many people who I have met maybe years earlier, and people, they like to be remembered. So I tend to say, great to see you. And that way, they'll open up and they'll say, yeah, it's great to see you again. We met a few years ago at such and such event. And then you have context and you're able to have a conversation. So great to see you is better than nice to meet you.
That's a small change, but I got to tell you, that's good. That is really good, a small change that can make a really big difference there.
It's gotten me out of a lot of trouble.
I'm sure it has, so we could use that help. Okay, you have 4 tips for us to help us never forget. So get us started. This first one has to do with repeating their name, right, when they tell you.
Yeah. The key is to anchor the name in your mind. And so you want to repeat it. You might want to do something like, I hope you don't mind if I ask, Elise, is Elise short for anything else?
Nope, just Elise, Ivan.
Okay, so now that anchors it for me. When I see you again, it's Elise, just Elise, not Alicia or some other longer name. Elise is your name. So repeat it throughout the conversation. That's the first one. And you use it in the conversation. So as you're talking, you might say to them, so tell me more about what you do, Elise. What do you love doing most? What social media program are you on? And you have a conversation where you get them to talk about, where they're at so you can, follow what they're doing.
I love this next one you have for us. Connect them with other people and say their name, because I feel like that can do a couple things. Help you remember, but then also, you're building connection there as well.
Yeah, so if there's someone in the room that I know, I would say, hey, Frank, let me introduce you to Elise. I've met Elise online. I met her on a Zoom call on TV, and, really nice lady. Elise is her actual name. It's not short for anything. I might say whatever in making an introduction, but making that connection helps you to anchor the name.
Very nice. Okay, also dedicate it to memory.
Yeah, when you're back home, review who you met and who you really want to remember. Now, one technique that I use is I will write on the back of the business card that I get from somebody, I'll write maybe, something interesting about them. I might write, Elise is her real name or her full name or something like that on the back of a card. By the way, just so you know, don't do that in Asia. Writing on a card in Asia is very bad form. But Americans, we'll toss a card, write on a card. I do ask, do you mind if I write on your card? Yeah. But you dedicate it to memory, so when you go back, you can place the face with the name.
Very interesting. So something, it's going to happen, right? We're going to forget. But you say, don't blurt out, sorry, what was your name again? If you're feeling the urge to do that, because you call it a relationship killer. So why is that?
Yeah, people don't like that. I mean, you'd like people to remember who you are. And so rather than say, tell me who you are again, I would say, I know we've met, because if they act like we've met, then I know we've met, give me some context. So it helps you remember where. And then when they start to give context, it works fine. I mean, a few months back, I met a woman in a grocery store, and I'm like, I know this woman, I know this woman, I know this woman, I can't remember her name. And she said, hi. I said, good to see you. And I said, we don't usually meet in the grocery store. She said, no, I saw you at your fundraiser at your house, a couple months ago. I'm like, yes, how's your husband Ray doing? and so you just get him to open up a little bit, and you're off to the races.
Nice. Okay, Dr. Ivan, we're out of time, but I want to hear really quickly about your new book, Networking is a Marathon and Not a Sprint.
Yeah, it's a long-term thing. We don't teach networking in colleges and universities anywhere in the world. I spoke to a large group of people once, 900 people. I said, how many of you are here hoping to sell something. 900 people raised their hands. I said, how many of you are hoping to buy something? No one raised their hands.
Of course.
And so I'm like, that's the networking disconnect. You gotta understand that networking, it's a marathon. It's about building relationships.
Right.
It's not a get rich quick scheme. And if you go into it with that in mind, then you can be very successful at it.
Very nice. All right, Dr. Ivan Misner helping us out on a lot of things this morning. This one in particular, remembering people's names. So important. So Dr. Misner, thank you so much for being on with us. We hope you have a good week, sir.
Thanks for having me on. Bye-bye.
Of course. And networking is a marathon, not a sprint. How to outlast, outconnect, and outperform the competition is out now. Caitlin.